Hey, what's up everyone, Marcelo Silva here, and today I just wanted to share with you my Deadpool shoot I had the other day with Alana Eve Cosplay. I'll just leave a link to Alana Eve Cosplay's Facebook page in the description below, just in case you wanted to check it out. I thought I'd just leave something here to let you skip ahead in the video for a little surprise. We shot a video towards the end of our shoot and well, if at any point you get bored, check it out. So at this point you're asking me, how did we arrange such a shoot? I personally go to all the pop culture conventions in Melbourne, and there I like to take pictures of amazing cosplayers. Not me per se, but you know, amazing looking people. Yeah, you get the picture. So this one day at Animega, I take a picture of this young lady who is dressed up as someone's bride with pink hair. Look cool. And a few months later at the next convention, I shot a young lady dressed as Lady Deadpool. She gives me her card, and it's the same card that I received last time from the same cosplayer. I didn't even recognize her. And I was just like, oh wow, shit, I shot you before. She's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And that was the foundation for our pseudo friendship. I really wanted to do a Deadpool shoot just because the movie's coming out soon here in Australia, and yes, I really wanted to do one of these types of shoots right before the movie came out. So naturally, I got in contact with her, showed her some mood boards I came up with, and she was down to do the shoot. As previously mentioned, we have maybe exchanged 3 words face to face and 1 small Facebook chat about exchanging pictures. So first things first is I had to go location scouting, and I really like the rooftop car parks in Melbourne, and this would also allow me to use one of the lower levels to really use some off-camera flash and get some cool types of backdrops and different types of backgrounds. So we'd be able to shoot at a rooftop and at a low-level car park, just to get, yeah, again, different types of backgrounds. So I found this one place in the city of Melbourne, and it was awesome. I just knew I just had to shoot there. And when I took Alana out there, she thought it was a pretty cool place to shoot as well. So let's get to the edit. So I've selected a handful of images to show you guys how I go through my editing process. So here they are. So here's the first type of image. As you can see, Alana nailed the Deadpool shoot. She was really playful, and yeah, it was really helpful to me because I got the shots that I wanted. As you can see, I'm playing through the contrast and bringing it into Photoshop and just smart object via copy, overlay, then select the bottom smart object, convert it to black and white, and that's how I get my look. So we shot for roughly an hour in the time space which we got 300 pictures, and out of those I got a lot of good ones, about 40 good shots. If you're familiar with my channel, I usually test out all my gear on my friend Jess, and Jess is my personal model. She doesn't have any modeling experience, so we're usually stuffing around for 3 hours to get the poses we want, and 3 hours we get about 300 shots, and out of those we get about 30 that we like. I was shooting with Alana for 1 hour and we got 40 pictures. I was totally pleased. Alana actually has a background in modeling. She doesn't do it anymore, but when she was younger, she was something she took up. As you can see right now, we're going to use the burn tool. This will allow us to add a bit of depth to our picture. Well, my picture, not our picture. As you can see, it's added a bit of depth there. So now, right now, this is one of my favorite pictures. I just love how this came out. We're going to bump up the contrast, turn up the exposure, mess around with that white balance, and bring it into Photoshop. As you can see, we're going to do the old smart object via copy, leave the top layer on soft light, and take the saturation out of the bottom image by going black and white, and lifting up the red tones in the black and white. So that'll give us a lot more of a maroony type of color. And as you can see, we will also go over this image to give it a good burning as well. This will, again, add some depth to the picture. And this little bit is driving me insane. I'm just going to paint over it with a black brush and leave it on overlay, soft light, screen, or maybe even turn down the opacity, whatever works out best to make sure the makeup on the eyebrow doesn't really pop out through the picture. So I want to add some vignettes to this, so we'll go to the filter menu and select lens correction. And there you'll be able to select vignette. So one of my regrets from the shoot is, as I said, we haven't had much contact before. We don't have a lot of rapport, and yeah, I had a shoot the day before and it was with friends and we had a lot of fun. And throughout this shoot, I was just paranoid that I was driving her insane. Yeah, you don't want to make your models think that. We were able to get good shots despite the fact we didn't know each other that well. As you can see, we got these really playful shots, which I'm really proud of, and I hope she's also proud of. So for this one, we're just going to play around with the contrast and turn up the clarity. I really like the shot, it's really playful. Now we're going to do the same old thing, go into Photoshop. I think I'm going to give it a title. I'm going to make it look like a front cover of a comic book. Not quite the full shebang, but just give it a bit of realism and give it a bit of a title. So we're going to do the whole overlay black and white process. So we're going to do the whole smart object via copy, soft light on the top layer, and give it a quick black and white to the bottom layer, and turn up the reds in the black and white layer. So we're going to use this font called Diffused to type in Lady Deadpool, and we're just going to give it a black band to it. One of the things I really wanted to improve on in this shoot was using off-camera flash. As you know, these things, $700 speedlight from Canon, will stuff up its recycle rate 30 minutes into use. So we had to cut our shoot short just because of that. If you're aware of anything that I can do to fix this problem, please let me know in the comments below. Alright, so these next few shots coming up were Alana's idea. They were really cool. It's a really good idea. I love that the prop guns she brought along actually look like toys in this shoot. And as you can see, it looks like she's playing with her toys. Keep it clean, guys. We're just going to turn up contrast, desaturate, turn down the vibrance all the way, and add a lot of vignetting while we're at it. And maybe even turn up the exposure. But most importantly, go to the reds and turn up the luminance so that it looks more of a darker type of reddish type of color. Okay, so for this one, I was going for more of an immature type of thing that it was a pose that Alana herself didn't want to do, so we compromised for the pointing down at the belt. It doesn't hurt to bring up these types of things, but if your model's not comfortable doing something, just go for it. Again, doesn't hurt to us, but if she's not comfortable, don't do it. And there's a problem driving you guys insane, so I won't bother burning in the future. But yeah, smart object via copy and soft light, black and white the bottom layer, and turn up the reds in the black and white tones. And that's what we did for this shoot. Right here is my absolute favorite picture from the shoot. It happened as the speedlight was giving way. What we're going to do is we're going to play around with the contrast, white balance, shadows, and clarity. Now I really like how the eye is really in sharp focus in this one, and how we're going to bring out the colors in that. So we're going to use the iris enhance, and we're going to play around with the settings in there a bit just to bring out her eye. And we're also even going to use the Lightroom burn tool this time, and just fiddle around with that until we get the kind of depth we want. And here we are at the end of the video. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, and I'll just leave you with that video I promised you at the end. Marcelo Silva here, signing out. See ya!